What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and ever since the news broke about the tragedy that occurred on the set of Rust, where Alec Baldwin shot and killed a woman, Halyna Hutchins, the cinematographer, and also injured the director Joel Souza, people have been asking a very important question. Will anyone go to prison for this? Will anyone be held criminally accountable for what happened? We know there's going to be civil suits. That's no doubt in anyone's mind. But the big thing is for Alec Baldwin and everyone else involved in this chain of events. Is prison a possibility? And now you have the district attorney coming out and saying, yes, it absolutely is. Look at the headline. Alec Baldwin's Rust movie shooting. Criminal charges are on the table, district attorney says. The shooting resulted in the death of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins. The accidental shooting on the set of the upcoming Western film Rust could result in criminal charges, according to a New Mexico district attorney. Mary Carmack Altwies of the state's 1st District told the New York Times authorities haven't ruled out anything when it comes to the future of the case. On Thursday, Alec Baldwin was rehearsing a scene for a film on a ranch near Santa Fe when he discharged a firearm he was told was cold or, quote, unloaded. A projectile from the gun struck and ultimately killed cinematographer Halyna Hutchins. Director Joel Souza was wounded but has since been released from the hospital. Everything at this point, including criminal charges, is on the table, Carmack Altwies told The Times. And one thing that is very clear in this is it might be some time before we hear. It might be quite a long time before we hear officially all of the things that went down, all the things that happened on this set to lead up to this. And that's probably what they're waiting for criminal charges. And there is so much to account for. We've talked about it a lot when it comes to what was on the set. What were they doing with live ammunition on the set? How they were handling these guns. What the process was for these guns. So all of that needs to be determined, and it's going to take quite some time. That has to play out before they file these criminal charges, if they indeed do file them. And they detail a lot lower the types of things that could be on the table for Alec Baldwin and potentially others. It's still unclear what was loaded into the gun at the time of the shooting. And the district attorney said authorities were focusing on ballistics to determine what was loaded into the gun. Now, when it comes to that, we've heard it's live ammunition. Like that's what it is. That's what everyone has said, that live rounds were loaded into this gun. They need to do their due diligence before they make a definitive statement, evidently. What we've heard from people on the set, what we've heard from other people that are talking to people on the set, was that it was live ammunition that eventually got into this. And we shouldn't really be surprised considering the reports that we've heard about them using these guns for target practice in between takes. That live ammo and that blanks were mixed together, that it was all over the set. That is extremely negligent and extremely unsafe, but that sounds like that was just the status quo on this set, to be quite honest with you. The firearm was reportedly handed to Baldwin by Rust Assistant Director Dave Halls, who believed the gun was cold, meaning he believed it contained no form of ammunition or blanks. The investigation is trying to determine who loaded the gun. There was an enormous amount of bullets on this set, and we need to find out what kinds they were, she explained. A warrant obtained by Fox News on Tuesday revealed the authorities collected ammo and multiple firearms from the set amid their investigation, though the inventory did not specify the type of ammunition found. In the days since the incident, the firearm that was discharged has been referred to as a prop gun, but Carmack Altwies took issue with the term, as have I. Now, to be clear, anything that is on a set is technically a prop, right? Can be used as a prop. We had this discussion, I think, over on Culture Casino's channel. Yeah, a prop pen. Oh, a prop chair. But for some reason, we are so hooked up on this language of prop gun. There are guns that are used on movie sets that have been specifically altered to only hold blanks. That's what a lot of people thought this was when all this went down. No, this is an actual gun that accepts live ammunition and can accept blanks as well. And that's what we saw play out in this scenario. It was a legit gun, she said, although did not mention the specific kind. It was an antique era appropriate gun. Now, I had some information from someone several days ago that I talked about, I think maybe on my live stream, where they said that they were using antique guns. Isn't maybe technically the right term. That's what a lot of times that's what they're called, though. These are not guns from the 1860s or whatever, but they're most likely guns from the 50s or 60s when they were filming westerns that were based in that time period. So really old guns that have been around Hollywood that have been used a lot by a lot of different people. Also guns that may be a little more prone to unintended discharges. Just with these single action revolvers, that is a thing that's much more likely than most other guns that you're going to be working with in general. Rust is a Western genre film starring Alec Baldwin and Supernatural alum Jensen Ackles. Haven't heard too much from Jensen Ackles about this whole situation, have we? People who were on the set at the time of the shooting were still being interviewed by the detectives. It's probably weeks, if not months, of follow-up investigation we're going to need to get to the point of charging. That is a long time. Similarly, the Santa Fe medical examiner and coroner recently told Fox News the Hutchins autopsy could take 6 to 10 weeks. That seems kind of crazy. But that's what they're saying. Carmack Altweez told The Times she was unaware of reports that have circulated indicating crew members used the weapons for leisure shooting in the hours before the incident, calling such reports unconfirmed. Well, although they may be unconfirmed because maybe you haven't had anyone specifically tell you that in an affidavit, the amount of people who have been saying that and the amount of people who have close contacts on this set that have been saying that, I find it extremely hard to believe that it's not accurate. We'll put it that way. We have complex cases all the time, but this kind of complex case with these prominent people, no. She said it's the most challenging in Santa Fe County's history, or at least in recent memory. The DA will speak to reporters this morning alongside the sheriff. It's unclear who charges would be filed against, though some think Baldwin could face charges. Alec Baldwin is presumably in charge because he's the producer and has a great voice on the budget here, famed criminal defense lawyer Mark Garagos told Fox News. I guarantee you they're looking at whether or not people were shaving money or trying to cut costs, or whether this is one of the results from that. He also said he would be shocked if there wasn't an involuntary manslaughter charge brought in this case. No charges have been filed as of late Tuesday. Again, should be an update sometime today. Sometime Wednesday morning, which I'm filming this Wednesday morning. Maybe by the time this is out, they might actually be doing a press conference or something like that. But finally, we have word from the district attorney that charges are absolutely a possibility in this, although we might have to wait quite a long time before we find anything out. There is so much information right now swirling around when it comes to this case. The quote from the district attorney about not being aware of some of these reports about the live ammunition. Yeah, I guarantee you a lot of people didn't put that in the affidavits initially that happened, but so many people have indicated that that is the case. I find it extremely difficult to believe that it is not. From people that were actually on the set of Rust to people that just know people who were on the set of Rust, that's where all this information is coming from. So that definitely should be accounted for when you talk about the safety violations that are on set. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Do you think Alec Baldwin will face criminal charges? And if he does, do you think he'll actually spend any time in prison? Let me know in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.